Hi, I am Stephanie Wise, your Commissioner for District 3 at the Sedgwick County Commission. We are here with Lynn Packer, who is our County Engineer and Director of Public Works with Sedgwick County, and here to talk about an intersection in my district, District 3 at 167th and 21st Street, that has recently had some updates. People who may be new to District 3, that intersection has a long history of difficulties. And even though the area is wide open and there aren't obstructions that are altering views, we have been really trying to get drivers to slow down and pay better attention at this intersection for quite a while now. My predecessor, Commissioner David Dennis, before retiring in his last term, was working on this intersection as well. So Lynn, I just wanted to bring you in to give a little bit of background about this intersection and why it causes problems for drivers.
You know, it took us a little while to figure this out. Like any intersection in a growing area on the outskirts of the cities, you know, it's been experiencing traffic growth over the years. And at first, it was the normal traffic growth issues where we needed to apply some advanced warning signs and some more recognition for increasing the size of the stop signs and things like that. But as time went on, we weren't seeing a marked decrease in crashes and close calls out there. What we ended up, you know, hindsight's 2020, and what we ended up finding out is the issue really is the fact that it is completely open out there, combined with the fact that it has historically been more of a rural intersection, and now it's in a more of a suburban area. So as it became more suburban, we had people who had been driving that as a rural intersection for a long time. They could see for a mile in any direction, so they knew, I don't need to stop at this stop sign because I can see that there's no traffic coming. And that ended up being part of the problem because you don't always see that traffic coming on. As traffic increased, the likelihood of collisions really increased as well with people driving through the intersection.
So tell us, over the years, what have been the different traffic controls that have been installed and to improve this intersection and try to limit the amount of these crashes?
Yeah, so our standard method of increasing the traffic controls at intersections is that which is required in the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices, what we call the MUTCD. All the public works departments, engineers throughout the nation all follow the same guideline. And it starts out, what you really want to do is you want to have the least restrictive controls at any intersection you can possibly have, and you grow from there. So this started out as, you know, way back in the day, there are probably people around that can remember when it was an uncontrolled intersection. And then eventually 121st Street became the major thoroughfare, so 167th got the stop signs. Then we eventually made those bigger stop signs. Then we put the flashers on, and we put advanced warning signs on. We put vertical strips on the posts to try to draw attention to the stop sign being there. Being more of a rural intersection coming into a suburban intersection, that's where we think the more familiar drivers were just used to doing their thing and running through the stop signs.
Okay, so Lynn, we've had a lot of history here at this intersection. Why are we making these changes now?
So the intersection has become more suburban over the years, and obviously we have more traffic. We have had more crashes in the area recently over the past year. We meet warrants to make another improvement out there. What we've done is we've purposely waited until now to make these changes as school's out. And now we're past the Memorial Day weekend. We recently made changes to 167th and Central. We waited until school was out for that to occur. We also wanted there to be a separation between these two intersections. We didn't want there to be any confusion between announcing the four-way conversion at Central versus the four-way conversion at 21st and 167th. So we wanted that separation, but also we wanted to get past the Memorial Day holiday, and those travelers would be going out to Cheney.
These improvements that we're seeing, let's just kind of go over them. We've added stop signs now going east and west on 21st Street and rumble strips. Tell us a little bit about just the thought process on the rumble strips. We don't have them at a lot of our intersections in Sedgwick County, am I right? And tell us about why on 21st. I mean, I think you just said it. It's the fastest traveling.
Yes. So with the increase in traffic, we could, we knew that 21st Street traffic was used to going through unimpeded. Changing that, we realized that rumble strips were going to be an appropriate measure to let people know that there is something different. Most people, when they feel those rumble strips in the middle of the road, realize a stop condition is coming now. You don't want to overuse any measure anywhere. If we put rumble strips at every intersection, it's like putting a flashing beacon on every stop sign.
Yeah.
Eventually people stop seeing it, they stop hearing it, they stop feeling it. Those are the human factors that are involved. But here it was, we felt we could do it without affecting nearby residences with noise pollution, and we could safely implement this type of a measure. We'll see how it works out in the long term as far as growth in the area, but definitely for now, it was an appropriate step to add those in there. We know that adding a stop condition here is going to create a sense of urgency with some drivers because they're having to stop where they usually don't need to, and then they're going to maybe attempt to hurry up to make that time back up. We're hoping people with enough education and promotion will understand that they maybe need to leave a minute or two earlier to make arrangements for the fact that they're going to stop at the intersection and maybe have to wait for a few cars before they can go through.
So this is an intersection that we're going to continue to monitor and ensure that these enhancements and these changes are working. But what does the future of this intersection look like?
So we do have a capital improvement project in the works for intersection improvements out there. That is still a couple years away. We're going to soon be in the design phase for that. But we are going to look at that. We're going to hire a consultant, get a different set of eyes on it to implement what is going to be the best traffic measure out there. We may find out that the four-way stop is an appropriate intermediate measure that can last a little longer. We don't have to make capital improvements, as soon as we think we may, and that can be maybe pushed off down the road a little bit more. Or we may find out that yes, it's a perfect interim measure, but you do need to make some improvements here sooner rather than later, and we'll keep that on track and make those improvements, whether that be a signalized intersection or a roundabout. We do know that we need to add turning lanes to that intersection, so no matter what measure we go with, we do know that we need to add those turn lanes.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate it, and I appreciate your team's attention to this intersection. It's really important to the people of District 3 that we get safety measures out there with the continued growth, and it's not stopping. So we're going to continue to see growth out there, and we need to be able to have safe roads.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. For anybody that needs more information or has questions, you can email me at stephanie.wise@sedgwick.gov.
Or you can contact me directly at lynn.packer@sedgwick.gov. You can also contact our Public Works main phone number at 660-1777 to report concerns with 21st and 167th or any other intersection, road, or bridge in the unincorporated county.
Well, Lynn, thank you for taking time to talk through this intersection, and together we'll figure out how to make the safest travel and the safest roads for District 3 and for all of Sedgwick County. So thank you.
You're quite welcome.